A very warm welcome to you all. In this lecture video, we'll be discussing about how to do static routing. How to do static routing. This is the topic for today. We'll discuss this static routing with a practical example. We'll form a small network now. For that, let me take two routers. If 1941 I'm taking, you can take any other router also. I'm taking two routers, and then I'll take two switches of 2960 switch. I'll take two switches of 2960. Then I'll take some end devices, some two end devices here, and some two end devices under this network. Fine. Let me connect all this using cables. I'll use a copper straight through cable to connect a PC and a switch. Similarly, I'll use a fast Ethernet cable to connect it to a switch. And similar way, I'll take a copper straight through cable to connect in this network also. I'm doing it from the scratch so that even if you don't have an idea regarding the basic router configuration, you can always do this. And from the switch to the router, I'm using a gigabit Ethernet port. I'm using gigabit Ethernet. From the switch to the router, I'm connecting gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Similarly, I'll connect this switch with the switch using the gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Now, to connect the routers, I need to do a small exercise here. So I need to go into the router. I need to add a module. So I'll switch off the switch off the router. Then I'll select the HWIC 2T card and I'll place it. This single HWIC 2T card will give us two serial ports. I'll assume that my network is going to be extended. So I'll take 4 serial ports now. So each slot will bring, each module will give me 2 slots. So totally 4 slots I'll get. I'll turn on this router and close it. Same thing I should do it on the other router also. I should turn on the router, turn off the router. I'll take HWIC 2T module 1. One more module, I'll take it and place it here. Turn on the router and close my router. Okay. Then I will rename the router manually here. I'll rename this router as R1 and I'll rename this router as R2 router. Okay. R1 and R2 router. This is the name I have kept myself for the router. This is R2 router. This is R1 router. I'll go inside the CLI of the router and we'll change this accordingly now. Fine. Now I can connect a serial cable. I'll take a serial cable. I can connect from the 0/0/0 port to 0/0/0 port. I told you always start with serial 0/0/0. Then for the further connections, you can use 0/0/1. So on, you can use it. Now I have this gigabit Ethernet 0/0, and here also I'm having the gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Now let me assume that this network belongs to 192.168.1.0 network, and this is 192.168.1.2.0 network. And here I'll assume that let me take it is a 3 dot network 192.168.3.1. Similarly, this side it is 192.168.3.2. So I can assume the IP addresses, since it is 1 dot network 192.168.1.1. Second one is 192.168.1.2. Similarly, this is 2 dot network, so it should be 192.168.2.1 and 192.168.2.2. So I have labeled all the parts. Now let me confirm the IP address for the default gateway also. This gateway, let me take it as 192.168. Since it is one dot network, it should be maybe 1.100 on this side, 192.168.2.100. So manually, we need to go inside every router and a switch and a PC and to do the configurations. Now I'll go to PC 0. So my PC IP address is 192.168.1.1 and the subnet mask is default 255, 255, 255.0 and my default gateway for all these PC 0 and PC 1 will be 192.168.1.100, correct? So let us do that configuration here. I'll go with switch PC IP configuration IPv4 192.168.1.1. So subnet mask will come automatically when we click it. Then default gateway, it is 192.168.1.100. Okay, then close this. Similarly, come to PC1. In the PC1, I'll go with IP configuration 192.168.1.2. Then I can go with the default gateway is 192.168.1.100. That's all. I'll close this. Again, this is a 2 dot network. So I'll go with first PC of 2 dot network 192.168.2.1. So what is the gateway for this one? We have given the gateway as 192.168.2.100. Then close this PC. I'll go with the next PC. Go to desktop. Go to IP configuration. Here it is 192.168.2.2 and the gateway is 192.168.2.100 and close this. So I have given the IP addresses for the PCs. I need to now give the IP configuration for my router. This I can do it in two ways. As I told you, I can do it either in the configuration mode or I can do it in the CLI mode only. Now I'll go with the CLI mode and I'll show you how to do it. Now router is in user executive mode. Let me change it to the privileged mode. So a command to be used is enable. Now it is in the privileged mode. Okay. Now in the privileged mode, we can able to show some commands, but to do configuration, I should go with the global configuration mode. It is configuration T, conf T. Now it is in the global configuration mode. What is the command to change any name of the host? Host name. Now I told it should be the R1. So it will be R1. Now it has changed the name of the host. So R1 is my router name now. I should give the IP addresses. Now you can see here, I should give IP addresses for this router. For this network, the IP address for this port is gigabit Ethernet port. This is gigabit Ethernet port with 0/0 and my IP address is 192.168.1.100. Similarly, this serial port is 0/0/0 port and then the IP address is 192.168.3.1. We'll give that IP addresses now. So it is interface gigabit Ethernet port, gigabit Ethernet, GIG. If you click GIG and tab, you will get the full form gigabit Ethernet and then 0/0 port. Okay, then IP address. What is IP address to be assigned? 192.168.1.100 followed by the mask. Mask is 255.255.255.0. So now I given the mask. Okay. So for this, I'll exit from this mode. Now again, I need to give a serial interface IP address. For that is again interface serial. What is that serial port number? 0/0/0. Now I should give the IP address. What is IP address? 192.168.3.1. Same mask I can use since it is of 192 series only. So 255, 255, 255.0. I should give no shutdown. no shutdown. Say I forgot to give the no shutdown in the case of 192.168.100. So I'll do it again. That port alone. Okay. So IP, so interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. The IP address is IP address 192.168.1.100 followed by the mask 255.255.255.0 and then no shutdown. This is very important command. You should use no shutdown command. Only then your serial ports will be on up mode. Otherwise, it will be on down only. So that's all. We can exit from this mode. I can exit from the configuration mode also. I can close this now. Similarly, I should do it for this router also. I will go to this router. I'll go to CLI. Now, enable next one configuration mode, conf-t. In this mode, I can give the IP address for the gigabit Ethernet port as well as the serial port. So interface gigabit Ethernet port 0/0 is used there. So I'm taking this one. See, if you're using any other port numbers other than 0/0, you must give that number only here. Then IP address 192.168.2.100 followed by the mask 255.255.255.0. Then no shutdown. So it is done. Similarly, I should go with the other mode also. So interface serial 0/0/0 and then IP address 192.168.3.2. Similarly, mask is 255.255.255.0 and then no shutdown. That's all. Okay. Say I'm not changing the host name. I'll change it now. You can change it anytime. Host name is R2. Okay. Now it is done. I can exit from this window also. I'll exit. That's all. We have done configuration for all the IP addresses. So once it is done, when everything is in up, you can see here. If we click on this, we can see that both the gigabit Ethernet port as well as the serial port are up here. Similarly, here both the gigabit Ethernet port as well as the serial port are up here. So it is done. Only then we'll be getting everything in the green arrow marks. Okay, now we'll try to send a packet from PC0 to PC1. We'll see whether it is successful or not. So for that, I'll go with PC0. I'll go with command prompt. How to do that? Ping 192.168.1.2. Let me see if I'm getting reply from that. Yes, I'm getting reply from the 1.2 network. So I'll try to ping the router also. What is IP address for the router? 192.168.1.100. Yes, I'm able to get a reply from the router also, which means that I'll be able to communicate from this PC to PC1 as well as the router. So whatever information I'm able to share, I'll be able to share among the complete network of 1.0 network. Similarly, I'll try to ping from this network also. I'll go with the command prompt ping 192.168.1 sorry, it is 2.2. Yes, I'm able to get the reply. Similarly, I'll ping to the router, ping 192.168.2.100. Yes, yes, I'm going to able to get the reply. Fine. Now, I'll be trying to ping from the same PC to the other network, ping 192.168.1 network 1.1. See, I'm not able to get the reply. You can see here reply is not, destination host is unreachable because I'm not able to find out where my packet is going on. So destination is not reachable. I'll show you one more command to trace where a packet is there. phrase RT. I'll try to ping out the same network again, 192.168.1.1. See, you can observe here, it is able to ping up to 1.2.100. I'll be able to, my message is reaching up to 2.100. After 2.100, it is getting timed out. So what does that mean? The packet from this device is reaching out up to this 192.168.2.100. After this, it does not know where actually 1.1 network is. So what does that mean? For this PC, this network is unknown. For this PC or for this network is unknown. So I'm not able to ping from this PC to PC2. Let me show it in the simulation mode also, real-time mode also. See, I'm sending a packet from PC0 to PC1. It is successful. Similarly, I'll try to send a packet from PC2 to PC3. It is successful. If I am sending a packet from PC0 to PC2, it is failed. You can see this here. It is failed, which means I'm not able to communicate from the 1 dot network to 2 dot network. For this to communicate, I can do it in three ways. One is I can able to go with static routing. Second one is default routing method or dynamic routing method. Now we are discussing about the static routing method. So we'll do that static routing here. For that, first let me go and see what is out of the available routes here. So now what we are going to do is we need to go with static routing. Before that, let us go with router 1. I'll go with enable. Now it is in the privileged mode. I'll see what are the routes available. Show, show IP route. So with this command, I'll be able to see what are the available routes existing is here. See here, now we can see that 192.168 1 dot network is connected. Similarly, 192.168 3 dot network is connected, but 192.168 2 dot network is not connected. Okay, so similarly, I'll go with the other router also. In this router also, I'll check what is the show command. Show IP route. So here again, 192.168 2 dot series network is connected, and 198.168 3 dot network is connected. I do not have 192.168 1 dot network again. So I need to add the missing networks. So for this network to communicate with this network, this router must able to know about this 2 dot network. Similarly, for this network to communicate with this 1 dot network, this router must able to understand about this 1 dot network. Understood? So we need to teach this router about this network, and we need to teach this network about this 1 dot network. That we will do it using a static routing process. Okay, so for the command, I'll write it here. What is that syntax we need to use? I'll write it here. Syntax to be used is config. It will be in the configuration mode. In the global configuration mode only, we'll do it. In the global configuration mode, we'll go with global configuration mode only. In the global configuration mode, we can do this one. The syntax is IP route, destination ID, followed by subnet mask, followed by next hop address. So this is the syntax we are going to use: IP, route, destination ID, subnet mask, next hop address. We should do that for this network as well as for this router also we should do. First, let us go with this one. So for this router, the destination ID is what? 192.168.2.1 is the destination ID, correct? So I'll write it here. For this destination is 192.168.2. series. And what is the next hop? What is the next hop for this one? Next hop is, this is for this router, this is the next hop, next immediate neighbor, right? That I should mention. 192.168.3.2 and subnet mask as we know. Similarly, for this router, what is the destination? Destination is 192.168.1. network, and the next hop is, who is the next hop? This for this router. For this second router, this first router is the next hop. So IP address is 192.168.3.1. Okay, we'll write the commands now. We'll go with the first router. First router, go to the configuration mode. Go to the configuration mode. So the command to be used is IP route. Correct. Destination ID is 192.168.2.0. What is the subnet mask? 255.255.255.0. What is the next hop address? As I told you, next hop address is the immediate neighbor router, that is 192.168.3.2. 3.2. Enter. Similarly, for this router, I'll go with this router. Configuration mode. Okay, IP route. Destination address is 192.168.1.0. Okay, what is the subnet mask? 255.255.255.0 and followed by, what is the next hop address? 192.168. What is that? 168.3.1. Correct. Enter. Exit from this mode. Close. Exit from this mode. And I'll go with the router now. Router 1, I'll go. I'll check the configuration now. Exit. Now I'll check the configuration. Show IP route. See, now we can see whether we have done the interface static routing or not. We'll see it here. See, 192.168.1. network is connected. 192.168.3. network is connected. And see here, whatever static route we have done, it is done. 192.168.2. network is connected via the IP 192.168.3.2. So once with the packet is reaching the 3.2, it is understood that the packet will reach the 2. network also. Similarly, we'll check it in the other router also. Show IP route. Correct. So here, let me show you. See, 192.168.1. network is reachable via 192.168.3.1 network. Correct. So now everything is done. We will check now whether we are able to send a packet or not. First, let us go into the command prompt and check. I'm going into PC3. Okay. So first, let me check the IP configuration of this PC. IP config. See, this is the 192.168.2.2 network with the subnet mask. So from here, I'll ping on to the 1. network. Ping 192.168.1.1. I should get reply. So I'm able to get reply from this one. So which means that the network is getting connected. Correct. Fine. Now let me send a packet and see it using real-time mode. I am taking a packet from PC0. I am reaching PC3. It is success. I'll take a packet from PC1 and I'll reach PC2. It is success. I'll take a packet from PC2 to PC0. This again success. I'll take a packet from PC3 to PC1, it's again success, correct? So what does that mean? I'm able to communicate between the one dot network with the two dot network using static configuration. Hope you understood the static configuration for two nodes. So in the next video, we'll discuss if there is three routers are present, what is the way to do that? How to do for three routers, that we'll see it in our next video.